My name is Trina Borden-Smith, and I'm the founder and the director of the Yoga Therapy Institute, a leading provider of yoga therapy training and education. Caroline Robertson is a leading Ayurveda educator and practitioner with over 30 years clinical experience. She's also a renowned author and has published a book on Ayurveda called A Woman's Ayurveda Herbal. She's also written hundreds of articles on natural health. She's taught hundreds of students to become Ayurvedic lifestyle consultants, including when she was teaching at Nature Care College. And Caroline is one of Australia's most experienced and respected Ayurveda educators.
Hi, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to discuss a case study regarding anxiety, a very common issue in Australia, with 1 in 4 Australians suffering this debilitating condition. So to illustrate the Ayurvedic approach, I thought I'd discuss Sam. Sam is a pseudonym for a client who suffered anxiety all her life, but it was really triggered by some recent traumas. So Sam was on leave for the last 2 weeks as a paramedic. She'd had some major crisis at work, and this had made her anxiety much worse. She was a Pitta Vata constitution, so usually quite active and courageous and confident, but she'd burnt herself out and gone into a Vata imbalance, which is quite common for anxiety. Vata has a tendency to be more dry, light, cold, constricted when they're out of balance. So Sam had compounded trauma from the past also. As we all have the highs and lows in life, Sam's lows were staying with her because she hadn't really resolved them through therapy. So along with seeing me, she was seeing a psychotherapist. The symptoms Sam was suffering included the typical anxiety symptoms, and these could be exacerbated by almost anything. So she would be classified as having generalised anxiety disorder. Sam was having sweating palms, palpitations, memory loss, dizziness, butterflies in the tummy with nervous diarrhea, loss of appetite, weight loss, waking up in the middle of the night and first thing in the morning with that racing heart and those invasive thoughts of catastrophizing, and also having nightmares regarding past issues. So Sam was really struggling. The thing about Sam, though, her lifestyle wasn't really supporting her. So the first step in Ayurveda is to look at how can we get some strong fundamentals with good eating, exercise, recreation, and sleeping. So once those 4 fundamentals are in place, it's very grounding for people suffering anxiety. And that's what we want to do. We want to instill a sense of regularity, security, safety. The other thing that triggered Sam was being alone too much, and she was spending a lot of time alone. So we addressed all these issues by first just fine-tuning her routine. Unfortunately, she didn't have to work and her teen was fairly self-sufficient, so she could apply these lifestyle changes. So the first thing was on waking to get out of bed. So she was waking at around 6 a.m. and sitting and kind of just mulling in her worries rather than getting out. So getting out of bed, splashing her face with cold water, and actually getting outside and doing some deep breathing. Inhaling in the nose calm, slow straw breath out the mouth, letting go. Just 3 times deep inhalation and exhalation. And then having a nice soothing tulsi tea and a little bit of date or prune or banana just to stabilize her blood sugar, which reduces that cortisol spike can get in the morning. So the next thing that Sam was advised to do was put on some relaxing music and do some gentle stretches. After the gentle stretches, she was given a guided meditation, just a brief one, a 10-minute guided meditation to help her to feel centered in herself and embodied. The senses are a good portal to the present. So the meditation focused on her breath and then sensing what she could see on her mental screen, what she could hear, smell, taste, touch, sense. So bringing her back out of her head into her body. That's the first step. And then the next step is sensing that alive energy, which is her true witness identity that's untouched by all these worries. And following that was using a nice organic sesame seed oil to do the self-massage, which is very soothing to the nervous system, and reconnected her with her body. So after bathing and having a nourishing breakfast, a warm chia seed pudding with cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of honey. This is very nurturing for Vata because it's got the omega fatty acids. It's easy to digest. It doesn't tend to flare up the enteric nervous system with her diarrhea. She needed to have like a baby food diet, so already pre-digested and very nurturing. She was having coffee, but we cut that out and exchanged that for a nice mushroom instant coffee, which is actually fortifying the adrenals and giving her more endurance rather than the caffeine in coffee, which can aggravate the nervous system and exacerbate anxiety. So then Sam would write in her gratitude journal, and she would also write a list of her priorities for the day because she was having a lot of problems focusing with brain fog. And part of that daily routine that she prioritized was to go outside and spend time in nature, but also to spend time with people. So even if it was just going to the supermarket and chatting to people, or going to a Pilates class, and she always felt better when she was around people or seeking the company of family and friends, of course. The routine of diet was key with Sam because she wasn't eating properly and the depletion was making the anxiety worse. So having a good cooked, nourishing lunch, the same time every day. So this was a nice, warm, gently spiced khichdi, and then going for a gentle walk. And then in the afternoon, having a short yoga nidra to reset the nervous system. And that was a specific one tailored to her. Now, the herbal medication was quite simple for Sam. She was already on pharmaceutical medication, so it had to be mindful of contraindications there. But she was on ashwagandha to increase her resilience and to just give her that calm clarity. And also she was on bacopa or brahmi, which helps to give mental clarity also. And then before bed, she was on a lavender supplement to support her sleep. Also before sleep, it was really helpful for Sam to do some stretches because it just released that inner clenching and that tension that had built up at the day. So it's like somatic psychotherapy. You actually shift the energy from the brain into the body, and doing some light pranayama in the evening also. Part of Sam's diet incorporated soothing, calming, warm, nourishing, cooked foods and lots of warm herbal teas. So after some time, Sam became really positively addicted to this new routine, and her nervous system built up over time, along with psychotherapy that she was receiving. And she decided that the paramedic work wasn't for her anymore, which is a great epiphany. And she has now gone into another less demanding profession. So as you can see, through some simple adjustments to daily routine and diet, and some over-the-counter herbs, and understanding the imbalance, in this case with Sam it was Vata, and countering that dry, light coldness with warm, oleating regulation, that slowly and surely the nervous system can be calmed. The other important thing is to be very kind to oneself and to not put pressure on oneself in this recovery time, and to really avoid any stresses or triggers, including very violent or exciting movies and TV, or watching the news, or talking to dramatic people. You really want to have that sense of calm, safety, minimal pressure on oneself. So realizing for Sam that she had a right to relax, that she could actually surrender to this as a very important catalyst for change. And surrender comes serenity. So it was a healing catharsis for Sam that actually changed her life for the better. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in the future.